Hello, and welcome to the last episode of Drag Kingdom Season 1. I'm your lovely host, Opalescence, and I'm joined by my permanent judge, Fancy Box, and Season 2 permanent judge, but guest judge for now, Noelle Diamond. So let's get started with the critiques. We challenged our girls to do 3 different looks this week. Best Drag, Mismatch Couture, which was like picking 2 patterns and making an outfit out of it that when you normally wouldn't think the patterns would go together, and a recreation of one of the other top 3 girls' looks. So let's start with the recreation. Paris, I think this look was one of the best you've served all season. You've always been known for serving like good looks. It's just that you don't push it sometimes so far, but I feel like you really pushed this one.
Moving on to the recreation look, I think that you did a good job with this. I haven't actually seen you do a look like this before, so it was pretty cool to see you kind of challenge yourself to do something different, and I think that you definitely pulled it off. It definitely looks like the recreation itself, so I can see ties between those two as well. So I think that that was well done as well.
Now for your recreation, where did this come from, young lady? I have never ever seen you do anything gory or creepy or anything like that, and you just put it out there. I was really impressed. It was really unexpected. Now this was one where I was like, where? I had no idea that you even would be willing to do something like this. That doesn't really seem like it's your style. But you really rocked it. The makeup was great. You took the outfit that I believe it was Delilah. Maybe it was, I can't remember which girl you did a recreate. I think it's Delilah. But it was great. It was really great. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with you this week, for sure. And
Delilah, I love how you took your own twist on this. Like, it just showed that, like, you are creative, you can do a lot of different things, and you really embodied Greta while while adding your own style to it.
So now moving on to your final look, which was the recreation of Greta Gorgeous. I think this is awesome. I think that it definitely, it stays true to the original thing, but you took a picture and you ran with it and made your own outfit based off of that. So it stays true to the original image, but then also you've made it completely your own by creating your own stuff for it as well. So I think that's really cool. The prosthetic work looks really good as well, so that definitely shows versatility on your part, so I think that's really awesome. So overall, I don't know, I really liked this one, so I would say it's a toot for me.
okay, and then so for your recreation, you did a Greta look, and I think that you did a smart thing by choosing a look that was just a makeup look, a face look that you could then kind of revamp and make your own and sort of really make it cool. And boy, did you! I mean, those like big fake boobs and the way you built the rib cage, it was really cool. I will say the rib cage could have been anatomically correct. You could have had more than just like the 2 or 3 like rows of ribs that you have, but still, it was, that's a big undertaking, especially when you had all 3 to do at one time. So bravo to you. You did a really, really good, solid job. And I just want to say, as far as my final thoughts on you, that you've always stood out as someone who was a strong competitor. You've always had these sort of like out of the box ideas. You're very creative. You've always given us a voiceover, which was cool because it gave us an idea of like what's going on in your headspace. So that was nice to see, and I just think that you've really grown throughout the competition. You've listened to our critiques, you've applied our critiques, and that's something that that just shows that you're always striving to better yourself, and you're never going to get complacent, which is a really, really good thing for any artist or performer to keep in mind, to never just relax in your situation. You want to always keep pushing. So good job on that. Okay, next up is Greta.
And Greta, this is a really good look from you. Don't have much to complain. It's a little basic, and I mean, you didn't really like do much for it, but I like the look. I think it's definitely a different runway for you.
Okay, so then moving on to your third look, which was the nun recreation. I think that you did a good job here as well. I definitely see the ties between the original look and what you created, plus you added your own little, like edge to it too, so that's really fun as well. I do wish that you could have had some of like your own like creations tied in with the look rather than just wearing something straight from Doll's Kill. However, it does look super awesome, so I can't blame you for that. So I think that you definitely did a good job with this one as well.
Greta. Okay, Greta, for your recreation of the naughty nun look, I just say, I mean, in my notes it says hot, love it, makeup is gorgeous, great job. I think you did really, really well with this. I love how you changed the makeup. Paris's was very like sexy, traditional sexy, and you sort of did this like spooky, sort of possessed sexy nun, which again is on brand for you. You definitely know your Greta gore, so you're always gonna be giving us something a little bit nasty, which I can appreciate for sure. So bravo to you there. I feel like that one was almost like your best drag because it's just so polished and nice. And I know you said it's from Doll's Kill, so I understand why you didn't put it as your best drag, because you wanted to put something forward that you created. But you put this together really, really nicely, and the way you walk and everything just came together really well. So I really liked it.
Now on to best drag. This look is perfect. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I wish there was a little more bedazzling on the dress or something to give it pizzazz, but besides that, it's like, it's amazing.
Alright, so starting with Paris LaRue. Okay, so I'll start with your best drag look. I really like that gown. I really love the silhouette that it gives you too. It's very feminine and it's also very elegant. I also like that you paired some sparkly jewelry to go along with it, just to sort of like vamp it up a little bit. I do wish that it was, that there's a little bit more detail to it or just a little bit more pizzazz to the dress itself, since it is sort of just like one tone throughout the whole thing, but otherwise I do feel like it's super elegant. I also really like your wig styled in an updo because it definitely adds to the elegant feel as well. So I think you did a really good job with that one.
Let's see. Okay, Paris, for your best drag, I just want to say feel those oats. Feel all of those oats. You looked gorgeous. Just, stunning. That purple dress, this huge necklace, your face is always beautiful. Your hair looked great. Just everything was just so good. And a thing that I love about you is that you're just such a performer. Like, you step out there and you just, like, once you hit the runway, you're just like so poised and calculated in your movements, and you're very like, here I am, look at all of this. And I love it because it's just so drag queen. Like, that's a drag queen. Give it to me. And I just love it. I think you did amazing. You did a great job with your best drag. It was absolutely something that I would totally expect from you. And you did it just really, really well. And just the body, I can't. So good.
Delilah, this dress is everything. Literally everything. The only complaint I have is your hair kind of makes you look like a little girl versus like a best drag queen. But overall, it was a great look.
Okay, so now moving on to Delilah Wilde, and so Delilah's best drag. I really like this. I think it's very like feminine and cute. Plus I liked the energy and like the character that you brought to the runway. It definitely added like your own little personality to the presentation. So I think that that's really awesome. I think that your wig does look really good. I think that's cool that you styled it. It has like some pretty good volume as well. And your makeup is definitely softer, so that's all really good as well. So I feel like this one was pretty well executed. Moving on.
Delilah, I really, really enjoyed your final package. Your best drag was really, really cute. I just love that flowy dress, and you had just the cutest attitude and your smile, and you were just, it was really positive and fun, and I felt like it was a little bit of a different side to you that we really haven't seen, that just sort of like fun, carefree thing from you, because usually you're sort of kind of artsy and like a little bit highbrow, but you know, really creative, and it was cool to see you just sort of like be a really pretty feminine girl, and it was nice. It was nice to see.
And Greta, I wish you had not conceptualized this. Like, it feels like you're not following the challenge this week, because you missed the mismatch mark. You did okay in the recreation. Like, it wasn't as good as some of the other girls, but it was definitely really good for you. But I just wish you had done more of a best drag for you instead of doing a concept. You know what I mean? Like, stick to Greta, not somebody else.
Now moving on to Greta Gorgeous. So Greta's best drag. I do like the bloody prom queen look. It's very on brand with Greta, so I'm glad that you stayed true to your aesthetic for this challenge. I think that that's really awesome. I do feel like the bloody prom queen look might be a little bit overdone. I've seen it in a few different places, so I think if you could have done that and then made like your own little like twist to it, so you're still kind of like combining like the elegance with like the bloodiness and the gore to it, I think that would have been really cool, and that would have been a really fun twist. So just something to think about. Otherwise, I think that the prosthetics that you use look good. I do wish the lighting was a little bit better in your room, because it was a little bit dark and it was hard to tell. It was hard to see like all the details to everything, but from what I can see, it looks like it was well executed, so definitely a good job there.
Okay, Greta, for your best drag, you did the not jilted, but crushed, gutted prom queen, as if she lost for prom queen, and I thought that your performance in your runway was like very passionate. You were really giving it to us. You gave us different elements and different settings. You you edited it together really, really nicely. And, you know, I thought you did a bang up job with that. I will say across the board with all three of yours, the lighting could have been a bit better, especially when you were indoors. I mean, the outside night thing where you're on the ground and stuff with the prom queen was cool. But, you know, just when you're showing off the outfit, you definitely want to try to light yourself as best as you can. Because I just feel like it lost a little bit of the details getting, you know, being kind of in the dark. So just keep that in mind in the future, just for when you're, you know, any other projects that you do. But as far as the look, the best drag, I thought you did really, really well. You know, it was on brand, so I won't say it was unexpected, but it was a little bit unexpected because I hadn't really seen you kind of give that much like performative energy before. So I really liked it. I thought you did a great job with that.
Let's begin with the mismatch looks. So, Paris, I like your outfit. I wish it just was a little more complex. I like the skirt a lot. I feel like the top was really just like basic and could have been a little bit more complex. But overall, I see your curtain in like whatever striped fabric it was. Like whatever you did, you mix matched it perfectly.
Okay, so then moving on to your third look, which was with the contrasting patterns. I like this. I like that it kind of has this like summery, like beachy vibe to it. I think that that's really fun. I also like that I can tell that you created this. So that's really cool. It shows your craftsmanship with fabrics and whatnot. I do wish that it fit you a little bit better. Just like in the back, it looked like it was sort of like falling off of you at the top. But other than that, though, I think that these patterns are totally contrasting. They don't look good together, but they definitely work well with the outfit. So I think that you did a good job there as well.
And then, okay, so for your mismatch fabrics, I feel like the ones you chose weren't that poorly matched. Honestly, they do sort of complement each other. They do sort of clash, but at the same time, they complement each other, and I think that you used just the right amount of the like greeny, yellowy, stripy one against the blue to where it didn't take over and it didn't overclash. It was sort of like those, like you see a lot of that like beachwear, loungewear stuff where it's like, why would they put those two fabrics together? But they do, and people will wear it. So, you know, it looked like something you would see like on the beach in Miami or something, like some like wealthy woman with her big floppy hat, like, which I feel like is you. Again, all three of you did so well with the staying with your, like within your lane that you've created for yourselves, and you're definitely, you're no exception. You know who you are, you know who you know what your drag is, and you give it to us every single time. And I can never ever fault a queen for knowing who she is and giving us what she is. And you did that for sure.
Delilah, your look was exactly what we were looking for. You came up with the concept, you mix-matched two patterns that were completely different, and it worked. Like, it made it look like a cool look.
Moving on to your contrasting fabrics look, I think this is so awesome. I think it's so cool that you were able to create this out of these two different fabrics. It fits you really well, so that's so cool, and it definitely fits the challenge really well. So that's awesome as well. It definitely like doesn't go together, but then goes together at the same time, so that's really awesome. Plus, I really like the flower that you put over your eye just to add like a little bit of depth to everything. So yeah, I think that those details were really great, and that was also really well executed.
Oh, for your mix and match, you did camo and floral, which I felt was pretty bold. Like, that's a pretty big big difference, and I liked how you took it, and you took it even a step further and turned it into a cowboy look. And it was really cool. It was like kind of like fashion forward. You had that sort of asymmetrical kind of flowy top, and then with the chaps and the little pink panty, and it was cute. I think it really worked. I felt like the green with the pink, that was a smart color combination for sure, and it turned out really well for you. And then, your recreation.
Greta Gore. So Greta, your mismatch was like a miss in a match. Like, you missed most of the challenge. Like, it wasn't as like mixed patterns as it could have been. It like looked good, and it was a good look. It just wasn't fitting for the challenge.
Okay, so then moving on to your contrasting fabrics look. I wish that I could have seen the original outfit that you made out of the unconventional items, because it just sounds really cool. And also I'm super curious how you like burnt yourself doing it. But when it comes to the contrasting fabrics look, it was a little bit simple for me. I wish that you could have added a little bit more detail or something else, even if it was like switching the sleeves on the shirts, so it went from like the white side to like a blue sleeve or something like that, just to add a little bit more depth to it. Although I do appreciate that you added like the little hat thing with the fabrics as well, just to add a little bit of something else as well.
For your mix and match, I was not quite as impressed. I know that you said that it was very last minute and you were crunched for time, but it was just a little simple, and I think you know that. Your hair was really, really pretty. I liked how you did your makeup, and you had the little line that sort of mimicked or went through, your entire theme. It was kind of very like 60s mod, which I liked. But it just was a bit simple, especially for a final three. I feel like you could have taken those two shirts and done something a little bit more interesting. But you had to do what you had to do, and you submitted something, which is more than some other people have done in the past, and not just this competition, but all of them. So at least, you did get something. So that's, that says like, I'm not giving up. I know I have no time, but I'm going to do this anyway. So good job there.
Overall this week, ladies, you all did a great job, and as I stated, no one will be going home. So the winner of this week's challenge is Delilah Wild. Congratulations, you won the last challenge. Stay tuned for the finale and reunion, and to see who wins Drag Kingdom Season 1.
Say like overall final thoughts, like the top 3, all 3 of you throughout the competition, I was like, okay, these guys are going to get to the end for sure, and you did. And just throughout the competition, I've seen you grow, I've seen you improve, I've seen you really even step outside of your comfort zones. Today I've seen a couple of you really step outside of your comfort zone. And so I just want to say, I hope the competition was worth it to you, that you got something from us, that our critiques, I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I really tried never to, that's just not in my nature to pick you apart and be mean, but I really, really hope that I never didn't hurt anybody's feelings. That's not my goal. I want you to feel good about yourselves. I want you to know where you need to work on things, but I don't want you to feel like attacked. And I just hope that you don't feel that way. But I also hope that you are able to take something from this, and that you learn something, and that you just get better, because you guys are so good. All 3 of you are so good. And I can't wait to see how you grow over the next few years, because you guys you're all young, and you got plenty of time to really push yourselves, and you never know where this could take you. So keep working hard. And man, this is gonna be a really hard decision. This is gonna be tough, but any one of you deserve it, because you've really, really pushed, and I couldn't be happier. So good job, guys.